In our restart process of the industries, we have basically first we started off with opening up the essential goods and then subsequently the non-essential goods. And in the non-essential goods also, we've been very categorical in our the SOPs are to be followed for hazardous chemicals and industries who are handling such hazardous chemicals. Strict protocols have been laid out for them to restart. So I believe today LG Polymers company initiated the recommencement of the factory manufacturing, and they found that one of the storage units, raw material which is made for their polymers, it's called styrene monomer. It converted itself into gas and evaporated through one of the chimneys. The first thing that came to immediately when it came into the industrial, the factory got notified the gas had leaked place on their monitors. They had informed the civil authorities and the initiation of lockdown had taken place. But the first step that we did was, we asked the factory people is to neutralize the compound, the liquid component that is available in the storage compound. So they were able to neutralize that liquid component for it not to convert anymore into gas by doing a reverse polymerization and or adding additional polymers. So basically the gas, the liquid that was there in harmful state, if it had come in that present form, was neutralized to become basically inert. Subsequently, we went and understood how much of the gas had leaked out and to what vicinity of the area has a leak taken place. One of the things that we find is that people who come in contact with this gas is that, immediately you feel nauseousness and you feel there is a skin irritation taking place. Also, asphyxiation. Now, since it was early part of the day, people were sleeping on the beds. So a lot of the people in the sleep, if they had taken this chemical, so this gas in, they would have become unconsciousness. Extended exposure would have resulted in death. Typically, what would happen is in such an asphyxiation, the younger children are more affected by this. So it's very sad, and of course, my heartfelt condolences to all those families who have lost their dear ones. But having said this, nobody can replace the dear ones. And we at the state of government of Andhra Pradesh, especially our Honorable Chief Minister, is taking it as, that a personal to revive this process back. And we are trying to make sure that this company, whether it has adhered to the protocols or not, it has followed the norms that we have set out. One of the norms is that we said senior management and technical expertise should be there for people to come in. Now, if people were to ask me a question saying that is the company to be blamed, I think the onus of the burden of proof lies with them, because the gas did leak on their premises, which is under their control. And it is now for them to come out to us and to explain to us what exactly have they done from a minute-to-minute basis. And based on that, we will be able to take further actions on this.
So now, yes, the Prime Minister also is taking stock of the entire situation, and the Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy will also be there. He'll be talking to victims. But on the ground, there are about 2,500 to 3,000 people in about 5 villages surrounding the entire gas plant who are affected. Have all of them been evacuated? Most of them are in hospitals right now. What exactly the death count? What exactly is here?
We have evacuated 5 villages. 5 villages have been evacuated completely of its inhabitants. People who we had to break open the doors because people who were unconscious in their sleep, we had to take them and then put them on respirators. People have been hospitalized, as I said, with basic ailments of breathlessness and all those things. And one of the precautions already we have set out for these people is already the COVID masks that have been supplied. If you just water them, put them wet, it also stops the gas from coming in. But we also put on ground air quality monitors, and the air quality monitors, from what I got 2 hours back, was that there is no gas leakage that has taken place and no gas is available identified anymore. Whatever gas that came out in the vicinity, it affected the people and converted, subsequently with the temperature, with the daylight coming in, it burns itself and gets out into a lighter gas. So
that is again very big concern. Now, is the gas in fact still prevalent? Is it still dangerous, or has it spread farther area? Because initially it was put out that only 1.5 kilometer radius the gas had spread, but then there were reports that it could spread to up to at least 20 kilometers. So what is the status like?
See, typically what happens is probably one of the advantage, this is just from basic science, I'm just putting it out. A gas which comes into a heat form evaporates itself. And since since we're coming to the day, greater part, the day started, and the sun gets, as it gets getting hotter, it starts evaporating itself out. And it's not a dense gas that it's in its form. To maintain it into liquid form, it has to be below 20 degrees centigrade. So till then, it is in a liquid form. Above 20 degrees, it turns into a gaseous forms. Anything above 30 degrees, it turns into evaporated forms. So if you really look at it, that is I'm just giving you a norm of this. But having said this, we've also put in air quality monitors. Our pollution control boards are actively monitoring not only the air quality, we're also monitoring the water quality also. Has the gas been absorbed into any water or not? But nothing has happened so far, and we are on a safe zone as of right now. But the constant monitoring is taking place. Apart from this, we're also trying to understand what are the long-term effects of such inhalations of gases. Any hazardous gases will have a long-term effect. There is no doubt about it. And we're trying to understand exactly what will be the long-term effect on the population. And we would like to initiate a long-term medical assistance for such villagers. And also the people who are responsible at the company will be brought forward to this justice.
All right, now final question there. So we still haven't heard any word about the people who are there, who are working in that company at 2:30 to 3 a.m. when this entire incident panned out. Any word on them and what is being happening?
Well, interestingly, what I've been told is that there's been no fatalities on the workers that are there. That's the initial reports that we have got. Even as of now, this minute, we've also asked them since the gas leaked out through a pipe, through chimney, it went further up than people down below. So I think that is one of the reasons they escaped this process. But we have to understand exactly how this, did they eject this gas? A lot of steps have to come in. When the gas was being detected, did they purposely eject it into the atmosphere? Or were the protocols being maintained to burn? Because any such hazardous gases which come out, there are also burning stages in the chimney factors itself which burn the gas out. So we need to understand as we go along exactly what has exactly happened. So I do not want to speculate at this point of a time.
All right, that was AP IT Minister Gautam Reddy who was speaking to us, saying that all the necessary precautions have been taken and a lot of activity has been done so that ensure that there is no gas leakage at this point in time. All the villages are safe right now, but they are still monitoring. And any action against the company, whether it's a manual error or something, the company has to come out and explain why exactly that this tragic incident occurred. That is the status on ground here in Andhra Pradesh. With Vijay Chandrasena, this is Krishnamurthy for Republic.